Welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer channel. This is the Benchwarmer podcast. As always, my name is Eric. He hate me 702. And of course, we got the co-host with the most, the King of Sting, the Count of Monte Frisco. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Wasn't that the same one as last week?
Yeah, I didn't come up with a new one because I was working on somebody else's, okay? I'm going to come up with a new one.
It's Jeremy with a G.
All right. And to let everybody know, we have found a third permanent co-host. He is somebody that used to be in the comments all the time. He is we went to high school together, and we're going to introduce him. So this is Mr. Hold on, we're going to bring him in first. This is Mr. Still Your Girl. It doesn't matter if it's night, daytime, dusk, or dawn. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I guess I definitely know where you're going with that. Said individual that was part of that whole debacle actually apologized for their intervening in those proceedings. So I'll fill you in on that a little bit later. But
okay,
yeah, that's been reminisced over this past weekend for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a nice trip down memory lane.
That was
the good, bad, and indifferent, but hey, life happens. But thank you for the introduction. My name's Mo. Mauricio Chavez. Like Eric said, went to high school together. I played football, wrestling, volleyball in high school. Outside of that, I played in soccer leagues, baseball, softball, done a little bit of everything. So still like to watch sports, talk about sports. So thank you for having me on. Should be a blast.
No problem. All right. So yeah, he is in a softball league. So if he plays, because just to let you know, Mauricio, Jeremy is a photographer. He's an amateur. So if we ever go down there, we will get video of you playing. We have no problem making fun of ourselves. Yeah. So we do it all the time. Yeah. So we try to do more in real life videos and stuff like that. We're trying to get more of them. We're just lazy.
All right, cool.
All right. So first thing up. Oh, did I missed one. Okay. So we're going to talk about Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. That fight is today. Has any of you guys been paying attention to that? I'm going to watch it. I know, Jeremy, you're going to watch it. Mauricio, do you plan on watching it?
Yeah, I'll be watching it. I think I haven't paid too much attention to the lead up. It doesn't seem like the build up for this fight has been like in past where he's just over the top with it, or maybe I just haven't come across it as much. But I believe they have a bet, right? If Nate Diaz wins, then Jake Paul retires. I think that's what's on the line, apparently.
I don't know if that's a bet, or I know they've been talking about that. And that is, I think that's what Jake Paul's corner saying. Like his camp is saying that Jake Paul is saying if he loses this, he's going to retire because it's over. It's completely over for him in boxing. I know they're supposed to fight in MMA. So those are the rest of the topics underrated. We got Summerslam, BMF title, Kamara suspended, Spence Crawford, Aces clinch the playoffs, and AD's new contract. But I don't know. I know they're supposed to have that MMA fight in PFL, but that's just stupid. I don't even want to see that.
Looks like Drake's put 250 down on Nate Diaz.
Oh, well, Nate Diaz is definitely losing.
Yeah, that's what I just said. So too bad for Nate Diaz. It's upon him.
I pay attention to this type of shit all the fucking time. I have been watching as much stuff on this as possible. I watched their Ariel Wani press conference, their face-to-face that Nate Diaz got up and left. I watched their press conference yesterday with their final face-to-face. I watched their original press conference. When it comes to boxing, I absolutely love getting involved in it because there's so many nuances to it. I've been keeping up with their training and stuff like that on what they've been posting on TikTok and YouTube. I love when Jake Paul fights. And I know this is going to sound weird. I'm not saying he's a great boxer. I'm not saying he's what he is. He's in a celebrity influencer type of boxer. But out of all the celebrity influencers, he actually tries. He actually makes the sport look kind of good. Granted, who he's fighting is never anybody that's really a threat. But let's be honest, he's getting them their biggest paychecks. So this will probably be Nate Diaz's biggest paycheck. Tyson, yeah. Right.
Did you catch Bobby Green's press conference? I think after the last UFC event, he was talking about how there's always an angle with each fight, whether it be a rehydration clause or he's fighting people one weight below. So kind of, I guess he's maybe taking what would someone would say like a page out of Floyd's book, where picking his opponents at the right moment or setting it up to where they have to come down to his class and catches them dehydrated. So I think that's what people don't like about it. But I think he has to do something to try to even it out since he doesn't have the experience. And I guess it becomes close enough to where people are like, all right, I guess that could maybe go either way. But I think Nate Diaz's boxing is a little bit more solid than most. Some people just say the size that Jake has, the size advantage that he has over him might be the difference if he does connect. But I mean, Nate Diaz got gas tank for days, so I'm thinking he may just take him into deep waters, and once he gasses out, just start picking him apart maybe.
I think Nate Diaz. I think we're gonna. This is what I hate. I hate hearing about in boxing. It works sometimes. Like if you're great and you're big, it works. And if you're beating piece of shit people, but we just saw last week, which we'll get into earlier, being the bigger fighter doesn't mean shit. Because Errol Spence is way naturally bigger than Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford put him on his ass. It's all about technique in this, and I agree with your statement that. Hey, mamas, what are we doing? I agree with your statement that Jake Paul is going to get taken into deep waters, and we know Jake Paul does not have a great gas tank. But I also think he's not going to be able to knock out Nate Diaz. Like, I would be so surprised if he knocks him out. I'd be surprised if he actually hurts him. Because Nate Diaz just has a chin of granite. So my thought process back to the build up to the fight is Nate Diaz is playing a game with Jake Paul right now that Jake Paul does not understand. Nate Diaz has left. He doesn't even look like he's in shape. He consistently will do random shit, does not talk as much shit as he should be talking. And he sounds punch drunk. And when you look at his videos on TikTok, they're not very, very good. What do you think, Jeremy?
I just want to see Jake Paul get fucking murdered.
You just want to see him get murdered? Well, he's not going to get murdered.
I just want to see. Look, I hope Nate Diaz smokes a blunt before he goes in there. Like. Or
Nate Diaz may smoke a blunt in there.
Yeah, while the fight's going on.
And get arrested, and that's how the fight gets disqualified because they're in Texas.
Oh, they're in Texas?
Yeah.
Fuck, they should have had it in Vegas.
They should have. They should have.
I don't know. The fight, I don't think it's going to be interesting. Jake Paul's got to fight all these old, washed MMA fighters. The only boxer that he's faced, he lost to. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he's making lots of millions of dollars, but whatever. I don't think it's good for the sport. I think he makes it look fucking stupid with his antics and all his games he plays. And
I think he has to do all that to sell the fight. But Bud Crawford did give him some props on the podcast that I just listened to, I think 2 days ago, where people are, like Eric said, they're seeing that he at least is in the gym, and with all the money that he has, he can dedicate a lot of resources to training. A lot of the other antics are, I think, a little bit ancillary, just to drive hype, and he's trying to play that part of the fight business as well, the promotion and all of that. So. I've started to turn a little bit, but yeah, it would be better if you would see him in a more competitive boxing match. But right now, it's still a little bit of a three ring circus is the formula they're going with.
Well, I mean, he's saying he's going to change the face of boxing, but you're not doing that when you're fighting washed MMA fighters.
You're telling me
it for years.
None of you guys have been entertained by any of his fights outside of the Nate Robinson fight.
No.
The Tyron Woodley fight was not entertaining. The Anderson Silva.
It's not entertaining. He's fighting fucking MMA fighters that don't really have any boxing experience. The time that he fought anybody that had boxing experience, he lost.
I get that, but I'm just judging it based off of pure entertainment.
It's a fucking clown show.
Listen,
you're more than welcome to your opinion. Think it's entertaining. I don't think it's entertaining. It's entertaining when he gets punched in the face. But other than that, it's not real entertaining to me. Like, whatever. Yeah. It's another fucking celebrity match. Like, who gives a fuck?
Oh, no, I agree. It is a
It's
celebrity
like the Mike
influence.
Tyson fucking fight that he came back. He's 900 years old and he came back to fight. Like, not that exciting.
To fight Roy Jones Jr., yeah.
Like, it's not, whatever. I mean, I could have got through my day without seeing it.
It's a different kind of spectacle for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I don't look at it as like, I'm not judging this fight anywhere near Spence and Crawford. I'm judging it against what it is. It's a celebrity influence boxer. And we've had celebrity boxing for years. Fucking Danny Bonaduce was in one. So in that,
we should change it from celebrity boxing to celebrity bitch fit. Like, it's not boxing.
So celebrity fighting.
It's something. It's not boxing.
Okay, but I think this is going to be probably an entertaining fight. I think this is going to be the best fight that they have because Nate Diaz is going to make him punch him. He's going to be in his face. He's not going to be Tyron Woodley that doesn't understand. I'm not saying Nate Diaz knows how to box, but because Nate Diaz is a stand-up fighter inside the UFC, he understands distance, movement. He understands angles in kind of a thing, not as well as Jake Paul does in boxing. And he also understands hand placement. So, which Tyron Woodley, a lot of his problem was his distance. Plus, Nate Diaz can take a fucking punch. So I have a feeling Nate Diaz is gonna try to go in there and do something that nobody else has tried to do. He is going to try to make this a brawl. Nobody else wanted to brawl with him because nobody had the chin that could take it. Anderson Silva is not that type of fighter. Nate Diaz is going to go in there, put his head down, put his chin down, and start fucking brawling with him. And that's why I think this is going to be fun. Do I know who wins? No. I think as of right now, Jake Paul, if Jake Paul can take the first couple rounds because it's a 10-round fight, if he can build a lead in the first couple rounds by sticking and moving and staying outside with his jab, then I think maybe he wins the fight 6-4. But if it's close in the first couple rounds, once they get to round 6, 7, Jake's in trouble. Jake will sit up here and talk all this shit. He's never been 10 rounds. Bitch, he's fought 25-minute fights consistently in the UFC. So in that scenario, we're talking about, yes, a difference of 5 minutes, but you also get huge breaks in between them. So I think it's going to be a very good fight. I think it's going to be a brawl. It's going to get ugly. And I don't think Jake Paul's ready for that.
Wouldn't Iron Man's be more than like 10 rounds? I don't think that's a concern. Like, doesn't he do like Iron Man's all the time still? Or
yeah. Well, Jake Paul said that in the press conference in the one-on-one. He said he does not know what it's like to fight this long, and he's like he doesn't know what it's like to fight this long. He doesn't understand because in MMA you can rest and you can do all this other stuff. And Nate Diaz is like, dude, I wish it was 2 rounds. Like Nate Diaz is not building this fight on purpose. He's literally lulling, I think, Jake Paul into a false security that Nate Diaz is old and washed. And then Nate Diaz is gonna go in there guns a-blazing. We may see a knockout in the first 4 rounds. If it's the fight I think it's going to be, it's not going to go to the judges.
I hope he gets knocked the fuck out.
There's a lot of people out there hoping for that too. Like you were saying though, I think there's some people that only watch this celebrity type of boxing just because of the whole hoopla around it. They don't watch regular boxing fights, so they're like, "Oh, I know this person, I know that person," and that's what I guess draws those people into the tent. So they're banking on a lot of that happening.
I mean, they get a different crowd with these fights. I'll give them that, but like I'm gonna watch it. But I mean, it wouldn't change my day if I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I think the last few, like you were mentioning, the Silva, the Woodley, I think I had stuff going on that day and realized, oh, this is.
I'd have been mad if I'd have missed the Spence Crawford fight.
Right. Yeah. Not as appointment setting as those for sure.
I wouldn't bat an eye if I missed this fight.
Well, dog, I mean, comparing this fight to the Spence Crawford fight is not even fair. That's a once in a generation fight.
But you've got a fighter that's saying he's trying to change the face of boxing.
Listen, nobody listens.
You want to walk around and say you want to change the face of boxing. You gotta actually fight some people, not fucking 40-year-old fucking MMA fighters.
Well, if he fights a boxer, what happens?
He loses.
So why would he do that?
So then don't sit there and say you're trying to change the face of boxing.
Maybe
But
what
if
he
you-
meant is trying to disfigure the face of boxing.
He's trying to disfigure. That's
He didn't say how he was going to change it or if it was going to be good. It's going to be different. He's like, you can have one eyeball now.
Yeah, no. I think the problem is if he fights a real boxer, he loses, and it's over. Game over. He cannot do anything to help the sport of boxing. Let's not act like he doesn't put women's boxing and gets them paid on his fucking undercards that are real boxers. A lot of time on his undercards, he does have real boxers, unlike a lot of these other influencer people.
He's got real boxers on his undercard. They're fighting on an undercard under a fucking circus show.
But they wouldn't have got that attention without him.
I get it, 100%.
Like, did anybody know who Hasim Rahman Jr. was before fucking Jake Paul wanted to fight him?
Yeah.
But a lot of people did, but most people didn't.
Well, how are you going to sit there and say, well, who knew? Then you turn around and say a lot of people knew.
So boxing people knew who he was, but a lot of the crossover did not. And because of that, his next fight actually got way more eyes on it than it did before. So I
get the one that had the big upset over
Lennox
Lewis.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis. So I get the idea that it's not real fighting, but he is getting fighters paid on his undercard and getting them more attention than they've had. Now, granted, Tommy Fury, I don't give a fuck about him because he's more of a fucking influencer.
Look, anybody he fights just has to have Tommy Fury type boxing skills, which isn't very good.
But then they lose. But then he loses. And at some point in time, he's going to get better than he might beat Tommy Fury if they fought in a rematch. So now if he beats Tommy Fury in a rematch and then he beats, the ranked 50th fighter and the ranked 49th fighter.
That actually has boxing skills.
I mean, I don't think he will. So you're 100% right. Most of them fights, Paul, one was staged the way they got hit and fell down. Okay, so this is another issue I have with this, and I do understand boxing has one of the most corrupt histories outside of FIFA. But you're telling me Anderson Silva took a fall to a YouTuber?
For a payday?
He was already getting paid.
Right.
So he's not. So I don't.
He got extra money.
Anderson Silva has made more money than most UFC fighters.
Right. So I can make millions of dollars by taking a fall.
I don't think he took a fall. I would say, do I think Tyron Woodley took a fall? No. The first fight, he went out and tried to beat him. The second fight, he took on 3 weeks' notice and got knocked out with a great overhand right that he was set up. Ben Askren? Yes. I completely agree. But outside of, do you think Nate Diaz is taking a fall?
No, he's too much of a different person.
He's too prideful. Yeah, he's too prideful for that, I think.
His head is too big to take that fall.
That's my point about Silva. I think Silva's way too prideful.
I don't think Silva has as big of a head as fucking Diaz.
Yeah, but if his country found out he took a fall, he would get,
we can sit here and do what ifs all day.
I get it. So that's my problem. He's fighting people that aren't boxing. Boxing is different than MMA. We saw that with Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather didn't even train. Boxing, and this guy says it perfectly. An MMA glove is way different from a boxing glove. Yes, I do. I completely know it. An MMA glove is meant to keep your hands open in the UFC, and they're very lightweight gloves, and they're only designed so you don't break your knuckles. Boxing glove is completely different. I completely know the differences between them. I understand that. But I can tell you that boxers have crossed over and MMA fighters have crossed over into boxing. So, John Gotti, even though he was fighting Floyd Mayweather, John Gotti Jr. didn't look that bad in a ring. He didn't look great, but he didn't look bad in a ring, and he's an MMA fighter. So I get that. I get the idea. And would this fight be better hype than... Now, this is fucking stupid, okay? This fight is dumb. Fury versus Francis is absolutely fucking dumb. That fight is dumb, and I think this fight would be way more hype than that fight. I don't think that's going to be a hype fight. I think it's absolutely stupid for the heavyweight champion of the world as of right now to fight a fucking MMA fighter that's never been in the ring. I think that is absolutely retarded.
It's like Rocky fighting Thunder Lips.
Yes, you're 100% right. Yes. Now, granted, in the 80s, we had a little bit more of that, but that was an exhibition. I agree with you. Fucking Thunder Lips. I definitely agree with you on that, but this is not going to be a fight.
I think people are just banking on a puncher's chance that Ngannou has, just putting people in the orbit. So
how much harder do you think he hits than Deontay Wilder?
It's pretty hard. I don't know if they've both been measured, but Deontay Wilder, I think Fury got in his head.
But even then, just think about this. How much harder does Francis hit than Deontay Wilder? And Deontay Wilder could not knock him out. And he's been boxing his whole life.
Actually, Deontay Wilder was a late bloomer. I don't think he started till like 19.
Yeah, you might be right. Let's see.
Because of necessity, but still, though, a lot longer than Ngannou.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A heavyweight champion could
Ngannou,
not knock out Tyson Fury.
He was bred in those Cameroon salt mines, just driving sledgehammers into the ground, man. That'll light a little fire on you.
There's a reason why they pick MMA. There's a reason why they pick MMA over boxing.
But if somebody's gonna throw you a bag, you go. Jump at it for sure.
You're seeing a Nigeria movement in MMA. You are not seeing that in boxing. You've had a lot of Africans in boxing, but you're not seeing that. There's a reason they pick MMA over boxing. I think boxing. I think Tyson Fury beats the shit out of Francis Ngannou. Beats the living fuck out of him. He's not going to knock him out, but he's going to toy with
him
up and make him look stupid. What are we thinking? This is going to be like fucking Rocky IV, Creed, and Ivan Drago? No. He's going to get his ass whooped. Francis's big, clumsy fucking ass. No. That's a horrible fight, in my opinion. Thank you, Anthony Price, for asking, but that's a horrible fight. Okay, we've talked enough about these two. Let's get into some SummerSlam. Let's get into fucking SummerSlam. Okay. So, what is your biggest match that you're excited for? Jeremy.
Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns.
Okay, we all know that. And I think that's everybody's most exciting match.
Yeah.
After that, what do you got?
I don't know. I don't know about any of the other matches.
Okay. So we got Tribal Combat, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. We got the World Heavyweight Championship with Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor's going through that issue with the Judgment Day where they're kind of cheesing the breakup. We got the WWE Women's Triple Championship, Triple Threat Championship match. Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Gunther, IC champ versus Drew McIntyre. Another Logan Paul, another Paul brother fighting Ricochet. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler, MMA rules. And then a battle royal.
So hold up, time out. I got knocked the dust off of my wrestling tights. What the hell is Tribal Combat? I'm
okay. So listen,
watching
this is
WWE lately.
This is what I need. This is what I need you to do. Okay, I need you to YouTube Bloodline, the Bloodline. So the Bloodline is
your cousins, right, or something? The Usos
yes.
and
So
Roman
Roman, yes. So Roman.
Okay,
Reigns,
so this is their tribe. They gotta have a combat
yes.
too.
So Roman Reigns.
Is there any different types of rules for the match, or this is just what it's labeled because
it's a no rules match. It's a no hold bar match.
Just a little spin with their
The only difference is whoever wins, they become the head of the table. So Roman Reigns and Jey Uso is related to the Anahu family. Roman, The Rock, the Head Shrinkers. All of them.
Rocky Johnson.
So
Rocky
all
Maivia,
of them. All of them. So they're related to all of them. So basically, a couple years ago, Roman Reigns came up with this this new persona where he was the head of the table and he became a bad guy and he started whooping everybody's fucking ass. He's held the belt for 3 years. He's held the belt there for the only person he could break now is I think Bruno Sammartino and maybe Hulk Hogan, but he's held the belt for over 1,000 days. Jey Uso and him started the fight. They started the feud because Jey didn't want to join him and Roman beat the shit out of him, made him join him. And then for the next 3 years, they've kind of bring in the Usos who are twins, Solo, who is the Usos' younger brother. And then they bring in Sami Zayn as a comedy act, but he became extremely good. And then in the last year, they've broken up. This might be the best storyline in WWE since. This might be the best storyline since fucking the double turn with Bret Hart in Austin. That because going forward, that's when we saw that was the start of it, and then it went forward to Austin becoming everything that he was. The Bret Hart Shawn Michaels rivalry with Bret Hart leaving the WWE. But this is such a good storyline. So tribal combat means whoever wins becomes head of the table. Everybody else has to fall in line and listen to them, and they get both of the champion, and they get the championship. And it's a no holds bar match. Jey Uso's gonna get his ass whooped. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. I don't think he's gonna win. Solo's gonna come out and save him. He's gonna save Roman. He's gonna lose. You don't know who Finn Balor and Seth Rollins are either, do you?
I know Seth Rollins.
I think Jey Uso wins. I think Jimmy comes back. I think Jimmy makes a special appearance.
I can see that happening, but I don't think they're ready to put the title on Jey right now. Are you ready to end the reign right now?
Yeah, I'm over it.
Okay. So you got Jamie, you got Jey, I got Roman. You want to jump in it? So do you remember about the Shield? Do you remember the Shield?
Mm-hmm.
Mauricio?
The Shield? No, I don't think I remember the Shield.
Okay, so
the TV show, The Shield, or the Shield?
No. So WWE, it's Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. They came in
like
together.
An allegiance kind of?
Yeah, they came in together and they were over as shit. So Roman Reigns is like the John Cena for a while of the WWE. They booed him, they hated him until he became a bad guy. Finn Balor is from New Japan, and he is amazing. He was originally in New Japan years ago, came to NXT, and then he's amazing. Who do you got in this battle? Jeremy? Seth or Finn?
I hope it's Finn Balor because Seth is annoying.
I hate Seth. Seth is married to Becky Lynch too. If you've never seen Becky Lynch,
oh God, she made a bad decision.
Yes, they're pregnant. She had a baby together.
She was drunk.
You know, Mike Tyson is training in God. I don't give a fuck if Mike Tyson. Somebody please tell me when the fuck did Mike Tyson become a credible trainer? Does Mike Tyson have any champions in his training facility? I don't give a fuck if fucking the ghost of Muhammad Ali is training Francis Ngannou. Tyson Fury's gonna whoop his motherfucking ass. Fucking he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Let's not act like Tyson Fury is not that dude. Stop disrespecting him. Yo, what's up, buddy? What's up? How you doing? Great work. Hey, remember, hit me back. I'm still waiting to see if you want to join. Everything goes, yeah. Not but believe someone else helps Roman win. I think Solo helps him unless they introduce somebody else. Go. Thank you. Awesome show as always. Appreciate you. Damian Priest cashing. Ooh. Okay, so do you know about the Money in the Bank?
Yeah, so you can cash in and then you get your title shot at that event.
So the Money in the Bank is a ladder match where there's 6 to 8 people in there, and whoever wins that money, the ladder, the contract, the briefcase has a contract in there. They can cash in whenever they want. Right. So that would be freaking amazing if after the tribal combat, that horrible ass fight, if Damian Priest came in and tried to cash in on Roman Reigns.
Hence why I think Jey Uso wins the fight.
Okay. But I could definitely see him cashing in. I think Playmakers is talking about cashing in the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor matchup because Judgment Day, they're all together. So I could see that happening as well. I definitely could see that happening. Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is Ric Flair's daughter. And they treat her like she's Ric Flair's daughter. Like she has 14 championships. I'm not even joking. She is the most decorated woman. This bitch has been on fucking. Nobody's seen her for like a fucking year, and she just comes back and says, "Hey, bitches, I'm back. I get a title shot."
That doesn't mean she's any less annoying.
No, she's fucking annoying as shit.
She's like one of those fucking irritating white girls that's drunk.
Yes.
At a bachelorette party.
Yes. And the one that was very, that white girl that used to be very athletic and they still look athletic, but they don't have nothing going for her. That's kind of her. She has a lot going for her, but she reminds me of that.
Is that just her playing to her character though, or her being?
No, I think that's her in real life.
Is she a heel? No. The few interviews that I have seen her, like over the few years, she seemed pretty cool. I don't know if that one particularly she was more down to earth, but when I heard her story about her brother and what got her into wrestling, I kind of became a fan of her a little bit. With her brother dying and her, I guess, just being thrust into wrestling, not even wanting to do it, but having, I guess, gymnastic background and that kind of helping her with some of the acrobatic aspects of wrestling. I thought it was kind of interesting, but I guess I haven't seen enough of the other stuff to turn me off from her.
I think she has one of the most basic movesets out of any of the women right now. I know she's supposed to be a powerhouse, but I mean, she does a figure 4 and bridges with it.
She's riding off her daddy.
I'm not joking. She has a figure 4.
Figure 8. Yeah,
and bridges with it. Like, what the fuck?
Physics.
Yeah. So exactly,
parabolas in this motherfucker.
So the problem that I've always had with her is she is like that person that just gets interjected into everything. And I'm not saying she's not talented, but I don't ever know if she's not working. I don't believe anything she ever says because she was literally on WCW as a kid. Like, she grew up with Ric Flair as her dad. Do you think she ever is herself in any interview? So, like, I see she is one of those people that play the role to the T. If she's a heel, all of her interviews are heelish, no matter where she's at. If she's a face, all of her interviews are faces. But she's never a true face. She's always like that tweener. But yeah, I'm not a big.
I'll try to find one of those. I'll send it to you. I think maybe this one, since it wasn't a wrestling interview, it was more like off topic stuff. So maybe she kind of let her guard down there.
I know she was married to what's his face? Andrade, another wrestler. He used to be in the WWE. He's with the AEW now. Okay, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. If you don't know Cody Rhodes' story fucking sucks. And I've never liked him. I don't know why everybody likes him, but I'm going to digress from that because I will probably get killed by the wrestling community. Cody Rhodes was in the WWE and they gave him horrible gimmicks. They gave him a gimmick called Stardust. He's supposed to mimic his brother Goldust. Yeah.
Right.
He left the WWE and
the AEW, right?
Well, he became a huge free agent. He became the biggest free agent, and then he started AEW. Right. Him, the Young Bucks, and somebody else started Chris AEW. Well, Chris Jericho was their first signing. So Young Bucks, I can't think, maybe Kenny Omega, but they started it with All Out, and then he left and came back, and he's trying to win a championship. He lost to Roman Reigns, and now he's battling his way back to do the Lex Luger type tour back in the 90s. And him and Brock Lesnar are going at it one-on-one, and this is their third match. So, and yeah, I don't know. I like Cody's gonna win.
Fight. I like Cody in this fight because I think Brock Lesnar is racist.
But I will give credit. Cody, if you want to see a great Cody match, a very tough Cody match, Cody versus Seth Rollins in the cage where he had a torn pectoral muscle.
that big ass bruise.
And when he took his shirt off, his whole arm was bruised.
You know what's funny? I just watched that. I just rewatched that match 2 days ago.
Yeah, that is a great match. Don't get me wrong, he's tough as nails. He's Dustin Rhodes' son, so you know he knows the business. But I just don't like him. He's just annoying to me. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win because they have to progress the storyline. And you can't have him lose to Brock. But there's no way in hell he should ever beat Brock. So, I don't know.
How old is Brock? Like 60 now?
No, Brock is like 45 or whatever. And he's married to Sable.
He's a failed NFL player. He lives in the mountains of fucking...
46.
He lives in the mountains of inbred
for a while.
Since early 2000s.
Sable still fine as hell.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, no.
No, Sable, she's still fine as hell.
Sable, a lot of people. I don't think she aged right. Like, she doesn't look bad. No, she's not fine as hell. Let me stop fucking lying. No. There's pictures where you can see her. Look,
she aged like a bad cheddar cheese.
She aged like somebody you think would age when they had a lot of plastic surgery and probably didn't take greatest care of their health.
She aged like spoiled milk.
You know what happened? Mark Marrow probably hit her with the whip a couple times.
Mark Marrow is a fucking what is he now? He's a God damn it, what the hell is he? He is a motivational speaker. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. That's why I can't share it. God damn it. Yeah, Sable's not hot anymore. Sable looks like a former wrestler. You know, like I put Sable in and they gave me a fucking muskrat.
It's about right.
You know, like remember Sunny? Remember how Sunny kind of gave that's kind of what Sable looks like, and I'm trying to find a picture of her now.
I haven't seen Sunny lately. I just remember Sunny from
Sunny's in jail.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Sunny's in jail.
That took a turn.
Yeah, Sunny's a fucking horrible person right now. This is Sable now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunny is in and out of jail, in and out of rehab. Sunny's life has become horrible. The Mercury Sable was never a good-looking car, to be fair. Dog.
I think Grand Marquis was the only Mercury card that had any chance.
He sent a tweet on Twitter, and let me see. And it was just like I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with him sometimes. What was his tweet? The tweet was just like, oh, he sent us an Instagram of just the WNBA being fucking horrible. And there was no context to it. He was just like, and they were talking and they're like missing shots, missing air balls, all of this shit. And I'm dying of laughter. So all I did was respond with like Diana Taurasi for the last game where she scored over 10,000 points, like getting buckets. And his reply was more than a bus full of attendants. Impressive. I was like, what the fuck? How are you looking at the damn crowd? Cody must win. Cody has to win. He has to win. There's no choice on that. Cody apps. And then we have Gunther versus I don't care about this match, so I really don't. We could kind of skip it. Gunther's gonna win, but I think Drew McIntyre should. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. What do you think, Jeremy?
I don't care.
I don't either.
Is Drew McIntyre Joey McIntyre's little brother?
No, Drew McIntyre. Okay, Drew McIntyre. Did you watch in the early 2000s? He was in there in 3MB with Heath. He was the chosen one in like 2005, 2006.
No, during that time, I don't think I was watching as much.
Yeah, he was a chosen one. He left, went to TNA, came back, and did very, very good. Big shout out to the New Hurt Business. The New Hurt Business. I loved that damn stable. The Hurt Business had Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Alexander, and fucking Shelton Benjamin in it. It was a very good thing.
They should bring back the Nation of Domination.
They can't. They will never be able to bring that back in today's fucking society. They will get canceled.
Oh, in seconds.
Yeah.
I ran into what was the one guy from Mustafa? I ran into him at Home Depot at one point.
Oh, you're talking about the Godfather.
The Godfather.
OJ! Oh, wow. Yeah, could you imagine the Godfather coming back right now? Last two matches I care about: Ricochet versus Logan Paul. Now, Ricochet is in my opinion, one of the most underused talents WWE has. He is absolutely amazing. If you want to see any good use that he did, look up Prince Puma on Luchador Underground. Granted, it was more of a TV show than a fucking wrestling thing, but he is amazing. Look up the Ricochet and Will Ospreay match. He is absolutely amazing. He's going against Logan Paul. If he does the JOB for Logan Paul, I'm going to be pissed. Logan Paul should never win. Yes, Logan Paul, Jake Paul's brother, is in the WWE, Mauricio.
Yeah, I did see that. No, they're definitely utilizing their platform quite well. I've seen Bad Bunny's made a couple of cameos too.
Yes,
and I guess didn't do too bad.
No, he fought Damian Priest in a no holds bar match.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I guess they're trying to bring in different elements.
We need another good I Quit match.
You can't do a good I Quit match no more.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're too soft to do it anymore. You
can't do it. because of their ratings. They won't allow you to do it. A good I Quit match. I mean, you could have a very, very good I Quit match with like Damian Priest and Finn Balor for Judgment Day leadership. And that would be amazing. But it would have to be one of those over the top matches. And I mean, what is the one I Quit match everybody remembers off the top of their head? Fucking The Rock versus Mankind, where he handcuffed him and hit him with fucking 13 chair shots.
You got that one. You got the John Cena and JBL.
I don't ever remember John Cena and JBL I Quit match.
What?
No, I didn't watch at that time. I fucked him. Fuck JBL. Fuck John Cena.
That was a good
Fuck
one.
JBL. I never seen that one. Ricochet versus Logan Paul is going to be the worst match. They're going to fly over the ropes the whole match. Well, I don't think they will. I think that Ricochet will do a lot of stunts. I think there will be a lot of stunts in there. But I think there will be some ground wrestling too. Logan Paul is a ground wrestler, so I think he's going to try to ground him. I don't think it's going to be the worst match. I'm going to tell you what the worst match is going to be. The worst match is going to be Ronda Rousey versus fucking Shayna Baszler. That's going to be the worst match. Who the fuck wants to see an MMA match in WWE? Nobody. And we know what would happen if Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler fought in an MMA match. Shayna Baszler would get her ass whooped.
Hey, can we go back to the old school women's division
Armbar?
matches?
No, we cannot go back to the bra and panties matches.
Come on.
No, we cannot. No, because in this generation, guess what we would have? Lizzo in a bra and panties match. Fucking Nia Jax in a bra and panties match.
Fucking
no.
Lizzo yelling at people for eating cheesecake.
No, they can't beat the shit out of each other and draw blood anymore. No, they cannot because of ratings. If you want to see that, go over to AEW. Ronda Rousey has been in the WWE. Ronda Rousey got kicked in the head by Holly Holm and then got her face smashed in by fucking Amanda Nunes. And from that point on, she has been a fake wrestler, a fake participant. She no longer really fights. Bra and panties matches, absolutely. I'd start watching again. I would not. Listen. You don't.
Or the mud wrestling matches.
We don't want that in this day and age. I'm telling you, we'd have Lizzo, Nia Jax.
You don't want that. I want to see it.
You want to see Lizzo in a bra and panties match?
Like at this point, I'd like to see Lizzo get punched in the face right now. But
everybody would like to see Lizzo get punched in the face right now. Yeah, Rousey is leaving after this match. Her contract's up. Bring back 90s wrestling. Listen, me and Mauricio love 90s wrestling. We used to be back in the day in 90s wrestling. We used to fucking pretend to wrestle in wrestling. So, like, yes, we understand 90s wrestling. But
we used to rush to get home from school to watch.
Exactly. A lot of that shit. And I remember I would watch WWF and tape WCW and we'll watch WCW before I went to school.
Well, we would always go to the gas station. You know, back then they had the magazines in all the gas stations.
Hell yeah.
Or the little
I see them at the grocery store.
Buy the WWF magazines and ECW magazines.
Yeah, we used to go. So I want 90s wrestling, but they're never going to do that again. I would love for it to happen. Okay, so let's see. Real quick, we got a lot. We've been talking for a while. All right. So we'll get into AD's new contract. Anybody's thoughts on AD's new contract?
I saw that he had gotten an extension, but I didn't really get a chance to delve into the details. How much did he get?
It's $170 million. It has 2 years still left on his other contract, so I think it comes up. Yeah, Los Angeles for a 3-year extension for $186 million, tying him to the franchise through 228 for 270 total because it was he already had 2 years remaining. So I mean, 3 years. Let's just do the math, guys. $60 million fucking year.
Damn.
$62 million a year. Dude, his response. What was his response? Let me go back. I'm telling y'all. I got to tell y'all. I think he said maybe with that much money, the dude can finally afford to razor and take care of his 1930s villain level unibrow. So, Lakers made 80 the face for the future, but never paid a full season. Okay, true. But what are we going to get? What else would they do with that money? Like they gave up their future for AD in 2020. So I don't think they have they don't really control their first round draft pick to what, next year?
I believe so.
Yeah. So what else are they going to do? And you have LeBron right now, so you have to do it. When LeBron leaves, they're going to turn the face over to AD. AD is going to play 52 games a season, and they're going to be the 8th or 9th team in the fucking NBA, and they're going to be in the playing game. That's what's going to happen. So I mean, but I'm just saying, with how people are getting paid right now, I can't really complain. I'm not going to complain about AD's contract because where else are they going to do? They kind of strapped themselves, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I know $62 million doesn't sound like as bad as what I thought it would be, but I mean, Jaylen Brown's contract's bigger. 3 years and 2 years, it might have been bigger. So I don't think it's that big a deal. I think it's a pretty good contract. What are your thoughts, Jeremy? You don't give a fuck. Mauricio?
I mean, like you said, they had to lock him up, especially with LeBron only having a few years left. They got to go all in. Besides that, though, they still need to fill out the roster a little bit more. I think when they got away from the roster they had in 2020, they ended up doing too much, and now they're, I guess, trying to undo all the shit that they did in the years leading up. So some more shooting definitely would help. So that was good. They locked up Austin Reeves, though, as well. I think he's going to just continue to develop and provide that additional scoring option, and maybe just bring a couple other guys in and shore up that defense.
I think Austin Reeves is a product of being a point guard or a wing player playing with LeBron James. I think they were lucky to lock him up, but I still think they were lucky to lock him up at what they got him at, because nobody overpaid and he locked up. I think he's going to continue to grow, but I think this is what he is. We're not going to see much different from him. I know everybody in the world is like, oh no, he's going to continue to grow and he's going to become an all-star and he's going to become this and this and this. And I'm telling everybody, look at the list of point guards, shooting guards that LeBron has played with, and look how much better they do. There was literally a stat not too long ago of how well Kyrie did with LeBron and how well he did without LeBron. Everybody benefits. Every guard or point guard benefits from playing with LeBron. Mo Williams, Cole, Mario Chalmers, fucking Matthew Dellavedova, what was his fucking Dennis Schroeder with the Lakers a couple years ago. Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo's career was almost over, and then he went back to the Lakers and like, oh, we're gonna pay him more. Yeah, no, all of them. I think that's my problem with Austin Reeves. I think he's good, but I think people put too much stock in him in his run this season. I think it was just one of those things where he came out of nowhere. You have to guard LeBron, AD, and then when you have D'Angelo Russell, I think that just was too much and left him open. But I think next year we're gonna see a lot different because teams are gonna focus on him. Shout out to the Rancho class. Mike in the house, 2000, 2001, 2002, and happy birthday to a special lady, Ronnie. I'm not even trying to pronounce that last name because I'll fuck it up. So happy birthday, Ronnie. Shout out. Yes, class 2000, 2001, 2002. Let's do it. Mike.
What up, Lizer?
Lizer, yes. Remember, I'm coming to swoop up and pick you up before we go. And I'll have us a little treat. We'll have something rolled so we can smoke because I never travel without my green. G, new name should be Mr. Honey Badger. He never give a fuck. Oh, there we go. There we go. What's the equivalent position of QB in basketball? There's not. You could say point
he's all out of fucks.
Yeah, but you could say point guard, but it depends on
point guard,
player.
Yeah.
But it depends on the player. So for instance, Chris Paul is the quarterback of his team when he was in his prime. But LeBron James is a quarterback of his team. Jimmy Butler is the quarterback of his team, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you have some point forwards out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it used to be your point guard. Michael Jordan was the quarterback of his team. Kobe Bryant was the quarterback of his team. Steph Curry is the quarterback of his team, and he happens to be a point guard. Russell Westbrook always tries to be the quarterback of his team. Jokic. Well, I wouldn't say Jokic. Murray's the quarterback of his team. I've said that for years. Is Tatum the quarterback of their team? So I think it's more or less just the who's the best player or has the best IQ. I think that's kind of what it is, because Rajon Rondo would have been the quarterback of his team, But like right now, who's the quarterback of the Sixers? James Harden or Joel Embiid? Or Tyrese Maxey? Or nobody, because they all fucking don't want to step up and take charge. Nobody's the quarterback of the Sixers. We ain't got a quarterback, okay? We're playing with 2 fucking running backs.
Y'all running that Wildcat offense out there.
Exactly. We're running the Wildcat offense. So it all just depends. Yeah. You just made her smile. Well, we're happy to make you smile. Congratulations. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful birthday. Sir Jason Brown is better than Tatum point blank. True, but I think are we combining the 2 names because it's Jason Tatum,
Jaylen Brown.
So
doing, Dragon Ball Z Fusion.
I just want to know
Dragon Ball Z Fusion.
But I do agree. I think Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum, but I think the world thinks Jason Tatum is better.
I think Tatum's better.
Kamara is suspended.
3 games.
So is a Chiefs lineman and a receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. Do you think Kamara's 3-game suspension was fair for getting into a fight on the Pro Bowl?
I think that was a little light in as far as like all the information that came out on it. He got off easy, but I guess after all the probably back and forth, it started out at a certain amount, and probably since everybody's forgotten about it now, they're like, hey, yeah, we'll just go 3 games and then bring you back into the fold. But I could have seen it been in 6 games. How many did Ray Rice get?
Well, Ray Rice is a woman.
But still, like
he originally got 4.
They originally got 3 games, and then they turned around and changed the policy. They can now punish people for stuff that happens before they enter the league.
Yeah, but I think Ray Rice originally got 4 games. And then when the video came out, they suspended him indefinitely.
How many did Kareem Hunt get?
I don't think maybe 2. I don't even think he got.
Someone that had gotten 6 for that like similar type of incident.
I don't think. Kareem Hunt got suspended by the Chiefs for fucking 3 altercations in a season. He had an altercation like in January, kicking the girl in April, and then another altercation.
He had the repeat offender clause.
Yeah, so he
frequent flyer miles.
So yeah, no, he served an 8-game suspension for the related hotel incident. Kareem Hunt for kicking that girl. So you think it was a little light, Jeremy? What do you think?
I think it was light for sure.
Okay. I have a question for everybody. What did Deshaun Watson get suspended? How long did he get suspended for?
Not long enough.
But what was his actual suspension?
It's like 10 games, wasn't it?
So was it? I think it was 11 games.
Or 11 games, somewhere around there.
Now I know these have no precedent. They're 2 totally different situations. But if you're a part of the NFLPA and you try to suspend Kamara for fighting a dude, they were fighting a dude. Granted,
were they fighting a dude or stomping a mud hole in the dude?
Well, look, we're gonna say we're not gonna assume because we don't know what he identifies as. But in this scenario, he looked like a dude. He acted like a dude. We're gonna say he was a dude.
No, I'm not debating the dude part. I'm debating the fighting part. I don't think that dude was fighting. That dude was fighting with his face.
I don't either. But how are you going to go? Okay, Kareem Hunt kicked an innocent, not innocent, but Kareem Hunt kicked a white girl, and he got 8 games. Deshaun Watson raped a whole bunch of women and got 11 games, and he got into a fight or stomped the shit out of somebody, and we're gonna give him 8 games or 6 games. The NFLPA will never go for that. They will never go. The NFL fucked up with 11 games with Deshaun Watson, because from this point on, is fighting somebody, stomping a mud hole in somebody as bad as raping 24 women?
Well, I mean, when you get arrested for it,
but all charges were dropped.
All felony
charges were dropped. So you're innocent until proven guilty. So I don't know. That's like, I get right off the bat, yes, it looks bad, but when you compare it to other suspensions, I don't know. Is stomping a mud hole worse than kicking a little white girl to most of the United States? No, it's not. Is stomping a mud hole in somebody worse than knocking the shit out your wife in an elevator? To most of the United States, no, it's not. So I don't know. I don't. That's the thing.
Wait,
Hold on. Anthony's got a good one. Hold on. You can get into a fight and still play football, but you can't gamble.
Yeah.
Okay,
and he still
that's
ended
a good
up
point.
By the way,
those people are getting handed heavier suspensions, right?
Is Travis Kelce getting suspended for his fight in training camp?
That's in training camp.
Will you see
that wasn't out in the middle of Las Vegas on camera, and Metro's dumbass let you play in the game. They tried to say, "Oh, we didn't know where he was at." Bitch, you knew exactly where he was at.
Did you see? I'm just saying there are fights.
He threw a punch at his teammate on the field in practice, not
there
off the field
fights,
in public.
What I'm saying is there are fights at every single training camp. So it's part of the culture that players.
So the key words are at training camp.
So that's why I don't think it's that big of a deal, because they're like, okay, it's a fight.
At your team's facilities.
Sports gambling is getting way out of hand. Look, we know what's going to happen with sports gambling. I understand his point. Do I think that's fair? No, nobody should get suspended a year for gambling on sports. But we know what's going to happen because they have to set that precedent because of the way it looks. It looks way worse in the media and the PR if you're giving small punishments for gambling because now your sport could be rigged, which people already think there is a script for the NFL, or fighting. I get the idea, but the perspective looks way worse for gambling than fighting because we know fucking people fight. Pete Rose has entered the chat. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know the fuck I forgot to send a text message to? Damn it, I forgot to send it to Kevin this morning. He was going to come on and do his Nate Diaz impersonation. God damn it. I don't even know if he's up. He's going to be fucking pissed. I forgot about that, but he hasn't texted me, so I'm guessing he's not up. BMF title. I just want to talk about this real quick. Then we're going to hit some hit topics, and then we'll be done. What are your guys' thoughts on the BMF title altogether? The bad motherfucker title.
It's not a real title. I mean, it's the bad motherfucker between those two. It's not the bad motherfucker of UFC.
Okay. What about you? What do you think, Mauricio? What do you think of the title idea? Do you think it's, I thought it was a one-time thing at first. But now I think it's not a one-time thing. And then when Gaethje retires, we'll have another fight. What do you think about it?
I mean, Gaethje doesn't need to retire for them to have another fight.
Well, that's what happened though. For them to have
that's what happened. That's not what they're doing. That's not the whole point of it. The whole point of it was for somebody to win the BMF title and defend it. Same as any other title.
But they haven't.
It's just a fake BS title.
So I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let me see. Mauricio lost audio.
Do what?
Mauricio lost audio. But I don't like the BMF title at all. I think it's absolutely horrible. I think it's just a way for them to, and I don't get it because to me, why isn't John Jones part of that title fight? You need a title fight. Like John Jones is the baddest motherfucker in the damn thing. It's dumb. Thank you. I think it is very, very dumb. I think it is one of the worst title ideas they have. I think the idea between Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal originally was stupid because Jorge Masvidal is not the baddest motherfucker ever. And I think having Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje fight for it was stupid. I think maybe we should just make it a number one contenders match or some shit like that. I mean, the people that are fighting for it are not normally in the title contention. Granted, Jorge Masvidal talked his way into one, so I just not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it at all.
I think they could call it something different. I don't think it's got to be BMF. I guess it could be Rock'em Sock'em Robots award.
Legacy, something stupid.
Well, it's mostly people that aren't afraid to get in there and mix it up. So I think something I guess
I'll be right back.
Maybe describes that a little better. Would be something we could do. But I think it's just they're not quite close to being number one contenders at that point, but they're still always putting on great shows. So they just want to, throw something extra on there. It's like the middle of the season tournament that they're wanting to do with the NBA that, some of the soccer leagues do. It's just something extra, to get people excited about. It's like a consolation bracket almost.
That's what I think it is. I think that's exactly the best way I think to describe it is it's a consolation bracket. It's one of those titles where I do not see Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje getting a title shot anytime soon. Just like when Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz fought, did I see any of them getting a title shot yet? No. Could they gain up in their rankings? Yes, I completely believe that. But it's almost like you're doing it when it's towards the latter part of their career. And I think maybe that might be but yeah, it's just, to me, it's just dumb. The whole fucking idea is dumb. They should have retired it with Masvidal and should have just stopped doing it. Just think it's dumb. I do like the in-season tournament. I do like the in-season tournament. Do you like the in-season tournament idea for the NBA?
Yeah, because I'm familiar with that format with like some of the European leagues that have alternate competitions. Also, like actually MLS and the Mexican League also do it as well, where they have competitions within season. So it gives those teams that would normally be tanking, I guess, something else to shoot for, and provides you a couple different, competitions to follow throughout the year. So I think it's a plus.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think that I'm more familiar with it from the WNBA. So the WNBA has the Commissioner's Cup, and they're doing it very similar with the way the games play out. And then but they're doing that tournament towards the end. So I think it's one of those things that is good. I think it's great for the league. I think you get more eyes on it, and I think the NBA needs to do more stuff like this. Maybe just because the play-in tournament is so exciting. I don't give a fuck. I think more basketball. I love it. It's one of those sports where it's not like football where you put all the wear and tear on your body as much as you do with like the hitting and the colliding. So I think the more they can do with basketball stuff like this, the better. We were just talking about the NBA in-season tournament real quick, getting his thoughts on it. So there are a couple quick topics that we want to hit. Glenn Robinson, if y'all don't know, Glenn Robinson is a former Big Dog Robinson is a former NBA player. He played for the Milwaukee Bucks, a couple other teams. I think the Seattle Supersonics. He still has ups at 50. There is let me find it real quick because I got it. I got to get to it. But he still has up, and that doesn't surprise me. All NBA players can still do this. We see what's his face? Michael Jordan dunking at 50. We saw fucking who was it? Dr. J dunking at like 56 in his
I was gonna
video.
say, was it Dr. J or wasn't it Dominique that was always like every year for his birthday would go and dunk just to make sure they still had it? But this is not just dunking though. He's got his hand above the square.
I see it. I'm showing it right now.
I'm like, for 50-year-old knees, it's not that Vince Carter was talking about this, I think, not too long ago. He's all like, the jumps is still there. It's the landing that's the problem. Once you're
he was saying that because of the knees.
Like the knees ain't the same no more.
No, I'm trying to show the picture. I'm pulling it up real quick. If I don't know, dude, I'm not gonna say I start to hate Twitter, but the new search bar on this shit, the way it searches is fucking ridiculous. Here it is. Okay, so present, share screen. You hate me. Share. So here is the picture right here. And as you can see, let me zoom in. His hand is above the backboard. That's 50-year-old Glenn Robinson. Absolutely fucking crazy. But the other thing I want to show y'all is this shit right here, okay? If y'all haven't seen this. So, there are moments in time that I know I can no longer play sports, okay? That I could never be a professional athlete. Not to mention that I'm 5'6" to 5'7.5". I don't know how fucking tall I really am, and I weigh 122 pounds on most days.
You got an inch and a half difference.
It depends on the mood I'm in, buddy. Sometimes
it depends on the humidity.
Sometimes I feel taller. Sometimes I feel shorter. Okay, that's all I'm saying. One day I may feel like a 6 foot tall guy. Okay, So, and then it'll never happen. But there are moments in time as a guy, I think in all of our lives, we get that moment where we know we could not play sports no more, or we could never compete. Sometimes is when you're playing basketball with your friends. Sometimes is when you're playing flag football and somebody. It's a lot of different ass shit. If you have kids, it's when your kids start beating you. There's a lot of different ass shit. But this is what happens when regular people go against athletes. Okay.
Do you want to preface it with why she was
Oh,
in
go
there?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So this person in the blue right there, the Somali, I think, director of the Olympic Committee, that's her niece. I guess they didn't have anybody else to throw in the race. So it's like, oh, why don't you go race? So this is just some regular person in the mix with this world-class athlete. So you can probably tell what's going to ensue here, but it's hilarious nonetheless.
I mean, you can tell just by the way, just the clothes she got on.
Right, yes.
Who the
right.
fuck comes out? What the fuck is that bitch wearing? Okay, are y'all ready? So this is her.
Look at that start off the blocks.
Look, I'm fat, and I think I can do better than her.
For sure. No, yeah, she got smoked by. They used the calendar to time her. They used the calendar to time her run.
Oh yeah, they'll clock her. They clock everybody's race. See, she's still not done. So I'm just letting you know right now, I can run faster than that. I would be able to outrun that race without a problem. But that is what most regular people do. That the distance. Even if you could run what was this? This is probably a 10. This was 11 second. Even if you run a 12 or 14 second 100-yard dash, that's still far. So I don't know what the fuck was wrong with the Somalia president. He should be shot. He should be fucking hung. Well, we can't hang him. He's a black guy. So he should be fucking, something else should be done, okay? Something else should be done to him.
I mean, you probably could. I couldn't. But you could probably get away with it.
Me and Mauricio might be able to get away with it. But y'all
I'm not getting away with it.
Dude, okay, so listen. One of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life was yesterday. We were at the branch, and the guy Austin that I work with, fucking weird ass dude, but we were talking about dancing, and he's like, dude, my dance moves are like Colgate. And he's like, I was like, what? He's like, my dance was purely fucking white. I was dying of fucking laughter. I was like, what? I've never heard that shit before. I was dying. But yeah, he was like, yeah. I was like, we were all like, what do you mean your dance moves are like Colgate? Yeah, they're purely fucking white, bitch. I was like, what the fuck? Depends on the humidity. He says 1.5 inch difference. Maybe it's cold out. Exactly.
He's a shower, not a grower. Or he's a grower, not a shower.
So if y'all don't know, yes, but that is yes. Sometimes it depends on how I feel. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. Sometimes I wake up and I feel like I'm 5'7", 5'8". Sometimes I wake up and I feel like I'm a midget. So it just depends.
Can I give a shout out to, since Lizer's been commenting?
Yes.
Can I just give a little anecdote of my favorite Lizer memory from high school football?
Okay.
I think this was a JV year, I want to say, our sophomore year, or maybe junior year. But we were on special teams, and there was a punt. He was on punt team. He was one of the runners. The dude calls a fair catch. Lizer, I don't know what he was doing. He didn't see the fair catch call, so he didn't stop at all. He's running full clip. Dude calls fair catch. Next thing you see is just Lizer just level this guy. Flags immediately come flying, and everybody's happy for the hit, but they're like, "Yo, do you not see the fair catch?" Everybody's like, "Oh, what happened? Why's everybody mad at me?"
What's good? Where you been, Besson? Buddy, where you been? I know just to give y'all a heads up, Besson is on Fox Sports News, the Big Vanilla. He's on Fox Sports, not Fox Sports News, Fox Sports. So make sure you check him out. He goes live every Saturday. He has a show. I can't think of his co-host name at the time, but make sure you do check him out. Y'all ready for the fantasy league? I was wondering if you were going to hit us up with that. I'm down. I'm definitely down to come in. Hiding. I see you've been hiding, but I'm definitely down. Is that Colgate coming out? I'm definitely down. So I got a lot of Liza stories. I will admit one of my favorite Liza stories will tell you how honest he is. One day he did try to, I went on a blind date with him and a girl, and the girl was telling me, the girl at the time was telling me, that this girl was fine as hell, and Liza is like, she's got a great personality, and you know what that means. So
wait, you did what?
So Liza and his girlfriend.
I'll try to figure out what he was like.
On a blind date.
Three-way date?
A blind date with him and a girl.
No, there was another girl.
Eric,
sorry.
Let me rewind. What are you not telling us, Eric?
It was a double date. What
are you hiding? What are you hiding? Hey, don't backtrack now.
He's trying to explore his options.
Martin and VJ. There we go. Martin and VJ is a show. I know it's Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. on Fox Heart Radio. I know that. Yes. So make sure you guys go and check him out. But yeah, Liza is probably one of I don't know now, but he used to be one of the most honest people that I've ever known.
Well, I mean, apparently it's your ex.
Who?
I mean, my ex? You went on a blind date with him and a girl. So apparently it's your ex.
Now dog. See, you know what? I'm getting the fuck off. I'm done. I'm done. Mike, my bad. I meant to say Mike's girlfriend Mike's girlfriend at the time. We were in high school.
Don't backtrack, Eric. Don't do it.
They were going out. I went out with the friend. They set me up with the friend. The friend ended up being wide as all fucking get out. It was huge as all outside. Bitch got in Mike's fucking truck and the shit went down. And Mike told me that he didn't talk shit. He was just like, she's got a great personality. And if anybody knows, when a guy tells you she has a great personality, that means she's ugly or fat or fucking horrible. And this bitch was so goddamn big, it wasn't even fucking funny. So, okay. So Eric get this new shit the world doing. God damn it! Pause. Okay. All right. So, any other shit that anybody want to say before we get off?
Nah, sir.
Jeremy,
I just want to say it's a great first rodeo on the live stream. Thanks. Look forward to continuing this partnership with y'all. So let's get it.
And Eric always got me in some WWF moves in wrestling. Right? Stop, you guys. All right, so Jeremy, let me know if you're coming to the pool hall with us tonight.
Yeah, check that last comment.
Fat bitches need love too, Craig. Oh my god. So without further ado, Jeremy, thank you. Mauricio, for everybody knows, Mauricio is the third co-host. NR might be coming on every so often. Again, we always do guest appearances. So if you want to do a guest appearance, hit us up on Twitter or email us. Do not Facebook message us. I never check that shit ever.
Yeah, we never
love you too, Liza, buddy. We'll see you later on tonight. Definitely. Everybody have a wonderful day. Jeremy, whenever you're ready, take us out.
Put me in, coach.
Peace.